Okay, so it's a brilliant Friday right here on your most authoritative fashion reference show, SlayersTV, that is. My name is Preska Dedeaya and
my name is Madeline Ade, and you are officially welcome to Slayers, where everything stays absolute class. Of course, it's Friday, so this is the show that informs you or tells you what to wear for that party tonight or that wedding tomorrow.
Certainly.
Yes, so let's take a break, and when we come back, we do start the show with you. Do stay.
I wanna be smart, whatever you wanna know. I wanna have the money and the things and the clothes. I gotta go far, I gotta have rules. All I wanna do is be successful.
Okay, so welcome back. In case you just tuned in, you are watching Slayers, where everything stays absolute class. So the much anticipated Glitter Fashion Week just ended, and you know, Runway Fashion is where designers display their latest collection on the Runway Fashion to the buyers or even the media. So on today's show, with my panel members here, we're going to see if they're going to buy some of the clothes or the lines that will be displayed on the runway.
certainly. All right, so joining us to do the review, we do have Gifty Boache, who's an international model based in New York, and then Kofi Lane, a broadcaster and a fashion enthusiast, and our very own award-winning fashion designer, House of Iron. Good to have you guys on the show.
Hey.
We are very much elated. I mean, you're looking colorful from yellow to
I must say
peach.
that it looks like we came with rainbow colors.
Certainly.
Very well prepared as
Everybody
well.
got the memo.
Yeah, yeah. Good. Yes. Lovely. Now let's get straight into it. It's the Glitz African Fashion Week.
Yes.
And then for our very first designer, we have Abranti the Gentleman.
Okay, Ghanaian designer,
Yes.
Abranti the Gentleman.
Yes. And this is what he had to showcase for the runway. Kofi.
Well, I like Abrantia.
Yeah.
I am a little bit biased when it comes to him because he chooses some very functional colors. Historically, his colors are very much like Tommy Hilfiger. He likes a lot of black, a lot of white,
Right.
and he has accent colors of blue and red all the time. So seeing this is a huge contrast for him.
Yeah.
He's actually really exploring the color spectrum, which
Right.
is very different from Abrantia, but I think he's nailed it. I think he's come up with some very interesting designs, and his adventure is paying off, I would like to say. So will I buy some of the stuff? Certainly I will.
So which amongst the three would you rock?
I think I'm the far right guy. I know, extreme
Okay.
though, but certainly I could do that. I could easily do that. I like the whole Ahema look. I like the fact that we've got a grey sort of kaftan, and the thing hanging off the shoulder. You know, when have you seen Coming to America?
Definitely my favorite movie.
Yeah, it gives you that whole like royalty, African royalty, and I can see us doing different things with that. That could be kente, that could
Yeah.
be all sorts.
Yeah. Beautiful. Gifty.
I like his designs. I feel like he has a nice touch of contemporary with a little bit of tradition in there. Like you see the guy on the far right, the sandals kind of just add that statement to his look. So the contemporary, I like, again, the slim fit is really nice. And Abrantia, I'm never disappointed seeing his design. So.
Okay. There's a difference between you liking it and then you buy it.
Would I buy it?
Yeah, will you buy it?
Would I buy these pieces? I think of the three for my boyfriend.
Yeah, your boyfriend.
I think the far right.
The far
Yeah,
right.
the far right.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
Definitely the far right.
very. House of Iron.
I know Abrantia. I mean, he's our forefront designer for
Right.
a few years now. But creative-wise, I wasn't really inspired as a designer myself. And I think I've seen this clothes many times. And I always say, if you would come on a runway to show something to inspire us, to move us, it should be more. But I mean, there were more designs.
Of his.
I think this is not the best I saw
Can
that
we
night.
please look at the suit so that you comment on the
Yeah.
suit?
The colors were amazing, and I like the feel of African prints with color, with white, with black, as Kofi Lane said. But I wanted more.
I'd like to put you on the spot. What more could have been different to this, this looks?
I think Ghanaians can do it more about storytelling.
Yeah.
And once you start trying to tell us a story, it changes everything. Even though you can keep your signature there,
Right.
with storytelling,
Right.
it tells more and more depth to your designs.
Okay.
Right.
I like what he's saying about storytelling.
Yes.
And for me, what I would have done here, I can see fluidity, I can see consistency.
Yeah.
But I think coming from someone who's very plain
Yeah.
to this, there is a huge contrast. Design-wise, I love it. But what I would have done slightly differently is I would have actually infused more black, especially in these colors. Because it's sort of an evening wear, it's a bit too loud. Because these are all things that predominantly you wear. You can tell from the lapels that they are evening cuts.
Yeah.
So I would have probably done black trousers on all three.
Right.
Just to give you the opportunity. I can rock that look with black trousers easily.
Nice,
all
nice.
of them. But I can't rock it with those
The second
pants.
and the third look were the same look. He just actually went out and
Yeah.
just removed the blazer.
Blazer.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is Afro mode.
And
Gifty, let me start from you. Is this something you would wear to your church or as a wedding guest?
As a wedding guest, if I had to choose, I'd probably rock the one all the way to the right. She had some very different looks, but I feel like she added like the rose, the flower top here. That was a nice touch. It's very different. I don't really see too much consistency in these designs, but I like this here on the right, and I like the color. At least I can say that the color I do like about her collection. I wish it was a little bit more consistent. But actually, I walked for her in her design.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I had a huge gown. It was stunning. She's amazing. But yeah, the consistency, I think.
good.
But you diet before going on the runway?
So I diet every day. It's a lifestyle. It's my lifestyle. But yeah, I mean, I stay healthy. But all the designers, you know, they know what they want as far as physique. So we come and we serve and we slay.
Definitely. and then this actually brings me to the question of you were on the runway. Exactly. So you rocked some of these outfits. Now we shouldn't just look at the appearance and the beauty of the outfit. Is this something where most of the outfit comfortable to wear? Because it could look glamorous but very difficult, you know, to wear them out.
Definitely. My gown for Afro Mod was very long and super heavy. So if you were at the shows, you saw I carried my gown most of the time to prevent from any mishaps. But I feel like getting into the gown, they had a few people in front and back shifting and shaking, but we made it happen. We definitely did. Yeah, so it works out.
Kofi, I saw you posting about Afro mode.
Yes, Ami Yomokwe is a very, you know, amazing designer. She's actually been on my TV show once, and when I went to a shop, I found her very creative. She always wants to infuse African with European, and so she feels there's a space for that. These three I won't invest in, if I'm being honest with you, but that is not to say she's not a great designer.
Okay, so this is still Afro mode.
Just leading on to what we said earlier, in terms of storytelling, I think there's a story being told here. There's an interesting fusion of, as I said earlier, you know, the European and this gives me a bit of a prairie look. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It's very prairie, but looking at it, it feels like the fabrics are extremely heavy.
Right.
Now, you will probably tell me, because you were on the catwalk, whether or not you felt they were heavy. And is it, as a minimum requirement, is it required to create these sort of pleats and these designs? Can it be done or achieved with lighter fabric? I don't know.
But I think the fashion designer should be able to express that.
Well, I say that what's your target market? Who are you designing for? Who are you wearing it to? And from there, maybe there's maybe an engagement inspired, a wedding kind of, or a music video. You might never know, but it always draws down to what you are trying to tell with your collection. But I love the Dolce & Gabbana roses inspired crowns, and so I get what Kofi Lane is saying, that there's a fuse of the European and the Ghanaian. But the material was a little bit too much for me. Even though it was consistent, I could see the fluidity from the colors and everything, but it was too much.
I can see creativity in here, but where can you wear this to?
That's my thing. I feel like if someone's going to wear this, it needs to be the bride or the, you know what I mean? That's going to be standing still for a while. You're not going to want to walk around and do too much with that much fabric on you. So I think the leading lady, like you said in a video or something, that's getting like a still shot. You know what I mean? This is definitely not like an everyday engagement, wedding guest. I would never show up to anybody's event like this. Okay, I don't want those problems. But yeah, definitely.
All right.
So would you buy something like this?
I wouldn't personally. Of these three designs?
Yes.
No, not of these three, but
Kofi, wouldn't you buy any for me?
No.
No.
What about the first one?
on the right. I think the one on the right is the more my style, more subtle.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can see that too.
Yeah.
But again, for an evening wear, I'll replace the green with a black,
Right.
and then maybe, you know, tone down the colors a little bit on the wax print. But yeah, I'll go for right too.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is chocolate.
Chocolate.
So obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This has got
so
some
obvious.
chocolate colors in there.
Payan, take it.
I think I'll pass. Is it possible?
No, you can pass.
All right. There's always this idea of whether if it's a runway, should it be complicated, should it be simple, should it always be about we not trying so much.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this chocolate, this him, this is what he does. A simple shirt, the masculine, slim fit shirts. I think this is what he goes for. And I don't know what the whole makeup thing that we're trying to tell, but I don't think it really goes with the outfit. Yeah.
But that's my problem, because you are paid to be on the runway and you need to make a double of that money you are paying. So don't you have to be creative to bring something extraordinary where you can make that money?
I think chocolate. I know.
Do you have to
I know
bring what we are
Kokubidiako
always
very well.
seeing?
No, but the other thing is, other people may not be seeing what you do out there. So the runway is giving you a platform to showcase what you usually do. Do you get
I
it?
think as a designer, you've got to be consistent. There's a gentleman called Chapter 1 Classics who is extravagantly, outrageously out there, and he's consistent. Chocolate is not an extravagant and outrageous designer.
Why?
He's very consistent. Now, he reminds me of the likes of Nalem Clothing, who
Yeah.
do very functional retail
Right.
wear.
Right.
And they do it in bulk quantities. So yes, he'll probably be targeting anything between a 35-year-old to a 50-year-old adult who wants to buy just a nice loose shirt to wear. So I like the fact that he's staying true to who he is. And one glance you can tell it's him because of his design.
Yeah.
The facial
Makeup?
semi-mask I think was unnecessary. I don't see the really.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I feel like
I
it.
do
Tell us
like
why.
the face because I feel like his designs are super contemporary despite the print. So he adds the tribe. You know he's an African designer. I thought that was a nice touch, honestly.
Oh.
Maybe that's an identity.
Yeah, right. You know, it speaks.
I'll remember when I buy one
because
too.
Okay, so next. So this is David from South Africa.
Yes, David Clellig.
This is
They
all.
really came prepared.
This is
The
all me,
international
by the
designer.
way.
This
This
is
is
all you.
all me.
Tell us how.
When you talk of design and you want to talk about some things that are elaborate, things that are exciting. When you're putting things on the runway, for me, it needs to be exciting. Number one, it needs to be daring. Number two, and you need to create the wow factor.
Yeah.
Yes, what we saw before with Kweku might not do that for me when I come onto the runway. I'll just look and say, oh, cool. I want to go buy for a ticket and go, wow. Yes, it may not necessarily be what I wear, but I like to see adventurous and daring things. I want to see people who are projecting what the future looks like. This looks like the future for me.
Yeah.
There is storytelling there in consistency with color.
Exactly.
There is storytelling with choice of fabrics. I like it. Will I buy any of these? Maybe the far right, I could rock that because it's a onesie. The lady in the middle, I could rock that
It will
as well.
look good on you.
I was gonna say the far right is
I'm
all
not sure I'll
you.
do a pink belt though. It's a bit feminine for me. But the far left is my favorite. I can't rock that, but I just love it. So for me, love this. Everything there is working for me.
Gifty.
Definitely. David came and
Very
showed.
well
Yeah, he
prepared,
came
yes.
and did his thing. I feel like he represented South Africa very well. I actually walked for him as well, and he came in, did his fittings, was on time, very punctual with it, and he knew who he wanted in what instantly. There was no second guessing. I feel like you mentioned, Kofi, that his designs are also different but still put together, and they do tell a story. It's clean.
Very
you know what I
clean.
mean? It's clean. My darling in the middle, it's very wow for me. I personally would not rock that anywhere. Maybe the jacket, I think separately I would rock, but the whole look in one, I feel like it's very wow factor for me. I feel like he did it.
Okay. All right, Payan.
He said everything from music, material, organization, the whole runway. This is something you want to go to a runway, really go and enjoy yourself. I left home for this. I didn't leave home for a t-shirt or a shirt or a clean shirt. But so I agree with what Kofi said. This is where you go and sit them like, wow, this is, the music was intense. You could feel every walk, every thread of the fabric, everything. So I really applaud. And David is one of the best here in Africa.
Yes.
He's worldwide now. Yeah.
I've got to
Is that-
say,
is that
even
from
though
Bonham?
we've given so many props to him, I want to see him be adventurous and show us some African something somewhere.
Okay.
Somehow.
Right.
Okay.
This will fit on any catwalk around the world. But is it African
Can we
enough?
see his next?
But he personally is very African. He really shows Africa in all, especially the Southern Africa part of Africa. So I think he does that a lot. Maybe not with this collection, but with the yeah, in general.
Okay, can we see his next line? Okay, Gifty, that's you. That's me. Yeah. How do you feel? Yes. How do you feel?
I'm going to ask, was it comfortable?
Very.
Very comfortable.
Very comfortable. The fabric was light, it was flowy. I felt very elegant in it.
And what you're wearing is just like a red carpet look. You can take it on the red carpet. Yeah.
Most definitely, I loved it. It was, and the music was a very strong, powerful, tribal tune. So that I feel like was the African infusion that you may have been looking for. But definitely, I feel like I felt like a royalty in David's gown.
Ah, lovely.
I feel the African here. I see, you know, an African queen in this. When I look at this, the first thing that comes to mind is comfort. It's very flary, lots of flowers. It just feels comfortable. And so I'm glad to hear that it was actually comfortable to wear. But I like it. I really like, you know, the whole selection here, storytelling-wise, very consistent. Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Ryan.
Skip me.
Why do you keep saying that?
Everyone knows I love this man. He inspired me personally as a designer. I always want to go for storytelling, color, vibe, music, so that once it's on the runway, you flow. I mean, runway is the first time you're telling your story, so it has to be wild, and he did that very well to the top.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay, so this Diaba Sewa, Kente by Diaba Sewa.
Yes.
So with Diaba Sewa, you now know you can have even a cardigan that can say form.
Yes.
Skirts, you know.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
This is simple. Designs that make me go,
Wow.
wow. Love it. I love it, all of it. Listen, I don't know. I don't even know where to start with this. You know, it's African. It's consistent. The colors, you can tell there's a lot of African print and wax print in there, but it's a lighter, like monotone sort of pastel colors, and it's all consistent through. I just love it. I don't know where to start with telling you how much I like this, but I just love it.
They are beautiful. You can wear them to anywhere.
I was just about to say that every day. That's every day where you can wear any of the three, and I would definitely invest in these pieces for sure.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fine.
Look at the makeup. Look at the head. Look at everything. This is a consistent designer. Jabba Sawa is one of our major with Christy Brown.
Yeah.
And they started Glitz Fashion Week back in those days. We're all young. We were like, wow, they are the leaders of fashion now. And they started the whole revolution of bringing Africa to a modern woman.
Right.
So I really respect her a lot. I really do. And this is one amazing piece of work.
She's one designer I haven't met yet, and I really would like to meet. You know.
I hope she's watching. Kofi Lane wants to meet you. The other side. Myself.
We all do.
Okay, so our next. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
beautiful.
Weddings by Maya Tafo.
Yeah. Maya Tafo from Nigeria, fashion designer.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I see you want to wear one.
Yes.
Is it something you
certainly
buy?
what Gifty is wearing.
I actually closed his show, and I speechless. Like
Speechless.
as soon as I put it on, it was just like royalty. I felt like a queen in that gown. So he was definitely, I would have to say, my favorite designer of all 3 days.
Really?
Wow. Yeah,
Whoa.
definitely, for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They, like I said, the international designers came very well prepared. If you see his clothing lines, trust me,
You're mind blowing.
you go like, wow. That's Kofi Lane will say.
Yeah.
Kofi.
Listen, I don't know. You seem to have rocked it best amongst the three pictures. And even with the posture and the pose there, it just so rocks. And that's is it off white?
Peach.
It's a peachy color.
Yeah.
And I think that's where weddings are going now. People are coming out of that whole plain white feel. Something very beautiful about the outfit you're wearing. I like these two equally. My history with bridal gowns is with our own Rebecca Opuni. And I see similarities. It's a shame that she did not put any of hers on the catwalk, but I'm sure she will at some point. But yeah. International designs, very good, very nice.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, most of his designs were very regal. So it was all, you know, bridal, but not your average gown. There were large trains, longer trains, colors. He had a large blue dress, kind of similar to mine, but in blue. And that too. When have you ever seen a blue gown for, you know, for a bride? But again, mine definitely. He came. And,
He's very creative.
It wasn't deliberate not to have tiaras, and it doesn't seem excessive. No. The makeup seems even very subtle. There was no jewelry. It's the
I think
attention.
that's the whole idea.
That is it. The focus is all on the outfit.
Definitely.
Really nice.
Let the gown speak for itself.
Ion.
Making a bridal collection is something that you really need to invest in because of the material, the lace, the nude, everything wise. And Maya is like the hallmark of Nigerian fashion, and seeing this is something very inspiring. And I like the whole Downton makeup. It's like a contradiction with their face. Is it really a wedding woman or something? I'm trying to go for a wedding, but I mean, we are trying to sell the dress, and that's the most important thing. I would go straight to the dress.
Exactly.
He's really selling himself, and that's very important.
All right, so the next picture. Okay.
Yeah. So this is a collection, well, actually a selection of Nuraniya Studios, and Kovilain is already smiling about it. I don't understand why he's doing that.
Is there creativity in here?
I think so. For me, I have a thing with diagrams. So I see a lot of diagrams and shapes. I see triangles, I see squares, I see all sorts of triangles, shapes going on in there. And she's very consistent with it. So I like this piece where it's dropped here, and then I like the fact that the balance is brought onto the opposite side there. It's a very intriguing design. The middle outfit, again, you look at the sleeve, the single strap sleeve, and you look at the rest of the item. Again, she's playing around with triangles and shapes.
I love
and
it.
it just works for me. The one on the far left, I've got to say, looking at storytelling all the way through, I love the skirt. I just feel that maybe considering the fact that on every garment, every one of these dresses, the colors are consistent. I found the top color to be a bit abrasive to the blue and the peach. So if it was peach, I would probably accept it. If it was white, even better. But I love this design. I love where they're going with their ideas, and it works for me.
I'm a fan of the color blocking. I think that it's very bold. And very couture. I feel like the sleeves on the left model, and even the missing sleeve on the middle, gives me couture, but still, you know, ready to wear. But the color block, like you were saying, in the shapes, the asymmetric shaping, I think is really nice. It's different.
I do agree with my. It's beautiful, and I also agree that if the top was either white or another color, the black isn't really working at all, but the whole structure and the whole detailing is really on point. It's really beautiful, yeah.
I totally love this.
I will wear what is in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah, I will.
Nigerians don't play with their fashion. They really
At all, you
don't
can tell
joke.
from here. Okay, this is Tubu. Oh, this is also another Nigerian designer.
Yes.
I will keep saying this. They came very well prepared. Yes, I will keep saying it.
Yeah, because they're coming to another man's land. They need to leave an impression. It's very important.
I will buy this. Kofi.
I always have to start.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, so I like the whole, you know, the idea is fantastic. The designs are amazing. There is something about these designs that makes me feel I've seen them in several places. Yeah, it just seems like a repetition of things I've seen. The sleeves on the far left, the balloon sleeves, I've seen them. It's been in vogue for a while. Even though there's slightly less different detail, i.e. it grips and sort of flows nicely there. Love the designs. Fabric-wise, I am not sure. What I'm looking at is the flow of the fabric as well, in terms of creases and how well it grips you. And I'm seeing some inconsistencies of the fabric not feeling like it's falling adequately or hugging adequately. So that might be my only criticism, but design-wise, love it. Will I buy any of them?
Yes, you will. Definitely.
The fabric for Tuba was great. I felt like it was movable. You can move. I was comfortable in her designs, and I think she selected the right models for each look. Especially the model on the far right. Excuse me. She's slim, just slim enough just to accentuate her curves, but still show off the frill on the left side. And I feel like definitely the skin tones match, obviously. The all white's very clean.
Right.
And as far as the sleeves to the left, it's trending right now. I think that she was smart as far as using those sleeves. Both the poof and then the flare at the end, they're both trending right now. So she definitely was creative in her design.
Okay, Payan.
I saw, I think there are more nicer designs from the whole collection. This aren't my favorite, but I saw a lot more detailing, more structure,
yes, I think
more.
she has other ones. So can we please look at those ones? This is still her.
Beautiful. The detailing, the whole ruffle. I think this reminds us of Zenel's ball gown we saw one time ago.
Yeah.
And I think the collection was released, their lookbook was released I think 3 months ago. So seeing it on Runway was like, okay, let me see it in person. It was beautiful. It was a very beautiful, clean, not something I would remember after 5 days or something, but it was clean and beautiful. Yeah.
Was she the same designer who did Zenel?
No,
And
no,
the glitz, no.
no,
Okay.
no.
Just
Now, Gifty, moving away from the white to the scarlet, what's your take?
I think I'm not a fan of the two colors at the end, that blush. Especially here, I don't feel like it goes as well. I think maybe if the bottom was white, it would have been more of a better look. But I do like the model in the middle. Her name is actually Priska as well.
Oh.
But yeah, Priska's look, I think, is, I would wear Priska's if I had to choose from the 3 here.
Okay.
All right, so that does it for the review of the Glitz African Fashion Week. It's been an insightful, discussion. Definitely, yes. Well, we'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we do have social media slayers.
Okay, so welcome back, and up next is our social media slayer. We do have Lulu T.
Yes, and
from
then
Paris, where I want to be,
Okay, so running on the screen are pictures from her Instagram page, and they just look lovely.
She's just a normal girl living her life.
Yes, yes.
Gifty, what do you have to say about her? You've seen her style, right?
I like her style. I think it's very minimalistic. She's simple. I personally wouldn't wake up, go on her page to see what Lulu posted today.
Right.
But like, see here, I think this is very lavish, but it's still simple. Just the mink over her shoulders is nice. She's simple, she's clean.
Payan.
She does play with colors.
Yeah.
That's, I think, one thing she's good at, with the color, with the fabric, and very subtle, and I love it. I love almost everything in her shoes, yeah.
Coffee.
yeah, I think she's very classy. That's very. I agree with the simplicity. I also agree that she plays a lot with color. But does it excite me?
Is it exciting? That's the
Does it
question.
make me go?
Wow.
Designs that make you go? No.
No.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, because she's not putting in too much effort here, yet it's sort of interesting, right? For a normal girl who's just playing with her style and looks and all of that. All right, so that does it for our social media slayer, and
Yes,
it's
so
a wrap.
It's a wrap, yes. Of course, our outfit is by Mahalia Collection, located inside East Legon, Baolishi. And thanks to Confidential Makeup Artistry for our makeup. Follow us on all our social media platforms. Facebook is SlayersTV, Instagram, Twitter is SlayersTV GH. We're on YouTube as well, SlayersTV Ghana. My name is Maudlin Adi again.
And my name is Priska. It's been certainly amazing having you guys on the show. We hope to see you again. We know you are leaving us, but come back again.
When are you coming back? When are you coming back?
Back in December.
December.
All
okay.
right, so we'll look out for you. Thank you so much, Kofi Lane. Thank you so much, Payon.
Thank
See
you,
you guys.
Gifty.
Yeah, we'll see you guys same time next week. Stick and stay.